So right now we're in the middle of Con-Offseason, which I define as the months of October, November, December, January, and February. And this video is going to be about 8 things you can do during the Con-Offseason. The first one is to start ordering making cosplays now for the following year. When the weather is cold and there's no cons going, now it's November, this is the best time to start making or buying your cosplays. Particularly because if you wait until the beginning of February, which a lot of people do, a lot of the Chinese cosplay shops which make cosplays, they take a break in February for the Chinese New Year. So if you order your cosplay, if you wait until February, a lot of times they'll get delayed, and it may not make it in time for Katsucon or whatever major convention you're trying to go in February or March, usually Katsucon. A lot of people's plans have been screwed over because they waited too long to either commission or buy their cosplays, waiting until February. So the first thing you should do is start making or buying your cosplays now. It's currently November 2019, and now would be a good time. The second thing you should do is start trying to get into shape, meaning dieting, meaning working out more. Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year is typically when the majority of the population gets fatter, because you're eating Thanksgiving turkey, Christmas ham, stuff like that. It's just the truth. Try to fight against that trend. This way you'll be making progress against the field in this period. So during October, November, December, try to be getting into shape. Don't wait until the start of the new year to start your New Year's resolution. Start now. 3 is reach out long distance to people you met long distance at cons during the year and from previous years. They're probably doing the same thing. They're not going to any conventions either, so now would be a great time to strengthen those relationships and reach out and network. 4 would be plan out your con schedule for the upcoming year. So this means figuring out which cons you want to go to. Maybe you want to try an out-of-state convention for the first time. Maybe you want to cut back on a con, not go to it this year. Maybe you want to just attend a con for one day and commute and not get a hotel. Or maybe you want to attend a con but not get the hotel. Figure out these little details now instead of waiting until the con is like a week or a month from now. This is the period of the year to plan out all those smaller details. It's also a good time to figure out all the hotel block openings. The hotel block is so you should figure out, Anime Expo's hotel block is this period, Dragon Con's hotel block is this time. The off season is a good time to figure out those details. 5, the 5th thing you could do is work on compiling, archiving, and organizing your cosplay/con photos for your end of the year, and specifically for this year, the end of the decade recaps. During the first half of the con off season, which I'm referring to as October, November, December, this is a great time to look back on your year in retrospective. Work on those collages, montages, cosplay acknowledgement posts, those recaps. And you could do the same. This is the prime time people do this for their regular life as well. Number 6 you could do is think about new ways to take your cosplaying to the next level. This means planning new cosplay groups, thinking of better, more efficient ways to cosplay or attend conventions. 3, messaging photographers, videographers to work with. 4, making a YouTube channel or podcast like this one related to cosplay. 5, making a Patreon or a cosplay online alternative revenue source. This is referring to more adult material or Patreon. Momokun style stuff. Number 7 is do some cosplay testing or pose practicing. Try out things you bought during the year, see if they still fit. Try to think of modifications, ways to make things either easier or more efficient at the con or on photo shoot location. And the last thing you could do, number 8 you could do during the con off season is to work on learning photography/videography. If you can know about a little bit more about this, you can save some money potentially by either helping a friend teach them how to take pictures of you, or teaching a friend how to film you instead of having to hire someone you don't know, and someone who's at a minimum it's going to cost you something. You could potentially, or just simply by learning about photography a little, you may be able to help your cosplay photos by giving your photographer some advice during the shoots. So whatever level of investment you want to get into it, it's going to help to have some more knowledge on photography, editing, and videography, both from the cosplayer side or the photographer side if you're a photographer and you're watching this channel. So yeah, those are 8 things you could do during this con off season.